And welcome back on this Wednesday morning. I want to quickly go over the weather forecast. I have some very special gentlemen in here I want to introduce you to. 74 degrees out there right now, going to be a hot day. I love it. High temperatures of 96, low of 68. Tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. Extended forecast, no rain until possibly the weekend. There it is right there. All right, before I introduce you to the gentlemen that are up here on the set with me this morning, I want to play this short video, and we'll be back right after this.
The World Trade Center, tower #1 is on fire.
It was a wake-up call.
Jumping out the windows.
A foreshadowing of our future.
Was aiming towards the building. The World Trade Center collapsed. Building 2 has collapsed.
Tonight I ask for your prayers.
But it's been 10 years,
of retaliation.
and nothing seems stable anymore.
Obamacare bill for abortion.
Feel so vulnerable.
State by state unemployment.
Jihad becomes...
The police numbers say
But a shift is happening. A cry for something more. Wake up and take action. This September 11th, unite in prayer and get involved by calling 888-9-AWAKE-US or visit awakeningamerica.us today. An awakening is coming.
All right, guys. We have some gentlemen up here to talk about 911, an event taking place here in Limestone County. Mike right here next to me, Michael Randolph actually, but we were just talking. He's not in trouble. We're not going to call him Michael, so we'll call him Mike this morning. John Axford, good to see you again. And of course, Mr. David Root. Now, I'm going to start out with Mike here. Mike is a Tower 2 survivor.
Yes.
What a pleasure to have you here with us this morning.
Good to be here.
I imagine you say that a lot.
Yes.
Has this been difficult? Tell me first of all a little bit about what that had to have felt like. I can't imagine.
Well, it was very surreal. It was like a nightmare, if you will, and it really did not hit what had happened until maybe 3 weeks later.
After.
And that's when I spoke at a church, and that's when the
after
emotions
3
came
weeks.
back. Yeah.
Nightmares, trouble sleeping?
No, didn't have any of that. I felt very blessed. I didn't have any nightmares. I did have trouble sleeping. Probably for the first 2 weeks, I slept 2 hours at night, and that was it. I'd take a power nap during the day, but I eventually got my sleep habits back. And
Now, you live in Decatur.
yes.
What were you doing in New York?
I was up there. I was supposed to be up there for 3 weeks of training, and that was day 2. So it was my first visit
Wow.
in New York, and it was
Have you been
interesting.
back?
Went back the following year for my. Just got married a year later, and we went back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much would you say your life has changed since that experience?
Great, immensely. I mean, I'm married. I got 2 little boys now, and I love talking about it. How I was, really calmed through that day and that week through my faith, and it's been a blessing that people have opened up doors for me to be able to speak to them, and I love speaking to school children and high school juniors and seniors, and I've been talking about it for 10 years now.
You just said you were calm during that time through your faith. Looking around or thinking back, and I'm thinking all the people in New York, did you see a lot of that? Or was it more panic?
It was a lot of panic. Like I said, it was just like I was in a movie. People screaming, crying, when the buildings were falling, it was like a stampede to get out of the way. So it was very emotional, yet I just had this calmness about me.
Good for you.
Yes.
Wow, I bet a lot of people couldn't say that, going
Yeah.
through that. Well, good for you. All right, Michael, thank you for sharing that with us. John, what are you doing? And actually, how did you meet Mike?
Well, I met him through I believe it was Miss Holly. She was one of the reporters on 31, and she called me to see about our first one that we were doing 3 years ago, and wanted to know exactly when we were having it, of course, and she introduced me to Mike and said that he was looking for one of our type of programs to come to, and this one fit his time better than the other one that was in the area. And so she gave me his number, and I called him, and he was, we were very blessed that he came to be with us. So.
And this is your third year that this event is taking place. When will it be, and what can people expect?
Well, it's going to be 2 events this year. Saturday on from 9 to 11:30 in the Big Spring Park. We're going to have a prayer walk and a singing, and going to be some youth praise teams be there and some really good gospel music. But our main focus is to pray for a Christ awakening in America and across the world. And that's our focus. Then on Sunday afternoon, which is 9/11, the other is 9/10, is the 10-year anniversary. And we're going to have some great things there between 3 and 4 on the square, on the east side of the square where the flag is. We're going to rally at the flag, but and it's going to be a great time. And this year, I have a co-county coordinator in Dave Root, and
Sure, that's most helpful.
Yes, it is. He's brought a lot to the program. We're going to have a Army brass band that will be there for part of it. We have we're going to have Mike's going to be able to speak. We have another young man that is a youth pastor here in the area that lived in New York and worked in New Jersey, and he was right across the water and saw it get knocked down and saw the attacks. And then he had problems getting home that night because they closed all the bridges and everything else, and he's going to speak to a little bit of that kind of fear and other things that gripped the city for a period of time right immediately after. And he's a great young man, and his name is John Colanello.
Okay, wonderful.
And then we have a gentleman he's Brigadier General retired, Bernie Enzor, and he was 30 years in the chaplain in the military, and then he also has been 20-some-odd years as a Baptist minister. He's 72 and still runs 2 miles a day. So
stays in great shape. I do want to talk to Mr.
Okay.
Root for just a moment too. This is your first year being coordinator?
Well, I've actually attended the previous years, but
Helped out
with ALMA, which is Athens Limestone Ministerial Alliance, I'm helping John out because we wanted to focus on the Sunday event and bring our resources available from different churches in the community to make this a wonderful event for remembering the 10th anniversary of this tragic happening.
Okay, well, thank you for being with us this morning, and that takes place Saturday and Sunday. What is an website, or how can people get in touch with you?
There's a website at www.wixwix.com and /livingwaterworks and /home.
And if you didn't, I know you possibly could not have written that down this morning. You can just email me, ztv@jamiecooper.com, and I'll forward that information to you. Mike, I just want to say, just a pleasure having you up here this morning. And is there anything someone has not asked you that you want to say, or any questions? Or do you get upset when you hear people just gripe about silly things after being through what you've gone through?
No, the only thing I'll say is that I was easygoing before then, but I am so easygoing now because, and sometimes it gets me in trouble at home. But I know that you just, you do what you can and you go with it, and you just don't. Every day is a blessing that you can wake up and go do something for someone, and so you just don't take anything for granted.
All right. Well, thank you for being great advice. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, actually, Mr. Root is going to be back with us talking about National Suicide Prevention, and, of course, Dr. Jan White and Johnny Lee Dees is here, too. Stay with us.